I want to briefly give my opinion on a few things, mostly concerning the attitudes that I often see, typically on Facebook. That's typically where I see the most pessimism. But I just give my opinions on a few things, and hopefully, maybe they might inspire a few people to look at the bright side when it comes to these DVD sales, home video sales. Sometimes I say Blu-ray sales. When you hear me say Blu-ray sales, I'm usually talking about the entire home video sales. So don't get hung up on me always saying Blu-ray sales, because I'm really talking about home video sales a lot of times. So the first thing that I want to just briefly just get out of the way is that Rosa Salazar is now back on Instagram. She came back a few days ago, about 2 days ago. And I want to just take another opportunity to remind people that Rosa herself says that she has no other official, no, actually, just no other social media account at all. Right now on Twitter, there's still this fake account called Real Rosa Salazar out there. Twitter is doing nothing about it. Other what do you call it? Other accounts like let's say, I think yesterday it was TV Guide or something like that, are still boosting that fake fraudulent account. And sometimes I wonder if when Rosa had went off of Instagram for a while, this was right after. Yeah, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was right after this same fraudulent account from Twitter had also made an Instagram account. And I wonder if Rosa had anything to do with that fake account being taken down or not, because we were reporting it, and it seems like Instagram wasn't going to do anything about it, just like Twitter isn't doing anything about it. So I wonder if Rosa had anything to do with, maybe she spoke up and said, "Hey, get this fraud off of your website." Who knows? But beyond that, I think that's all I'm going to give for updates on that. So what we'll talk about next is the home video sales, and the way I think we should probably look at these. As I've said it from the beginning, really, not from the beginning, but you know what I mean, for a long time, that we're pretty much already working from a winning position in a way. The movie wasn't supposed to be as successful as it was. And when I say successful, I mean that it didn't lose money. That's basically the point. It didn't lose money. And not only that, but we recently learned that the movie had received a tax break from, or an incentive from, New Zealand. It is probably about 18 million US. So that would mean that the production budget for Alita is actually around like 100, somewhere between 140 to 150 million actually. So that's 18 million less that the movie actually has to make. And this is the thing though. Wait, let me show you the numbers. I still haven't even shown you the numbers yet. So the home video sales combined about 14,317,075 dollars. That's still an estimate. It can go up or down. I'm guessing that's probably still lower, maybe, than we actually got. But if you're not on Twitter, I say this again. If you're not on Twitter, you're not seeing all the people who are also watching the movie right now, who are saying good things about the movie. And this is pretty much on a daily basis. And so you can't look at these sales right now and say they're low and that we're not doing well, when there are other factors out there that you're missing probably. And you don't know how the movie is going to perform later on. Like, the movie could start off slow and then suddenly just get a huge boost. And this is where I believe that Alita Army needs to be more um, positive, and not only positive, but be not how do you say, motivated. All right, because we can actually make a difference here. So, but there's no reason why the movie can't actually later on take a big huge jump and increase sales even more. But we're already working from a position where the movie doesn't have to make as much money to be successful or to make a profit. And I believe it's already making a profit because if the production budget was actually around 150 million, then the money that the movie had to make in order to break even was probably around 300 million. And Alita, the movie has cleared that. Alita has cleared that. So all it is now, we're just working from we're just making profit now. That's it. We're just making profit. We're not so much climbing uphill anymore. And what some people will do though is say, well, a studio needs to see a movie make this much money before they take a chance on it. But the thing is though, Cameron is it. He's the rights holder, right? He's the rights holder, and no one can actually impede him if he wanted to make another movie. All he needs is a distributor. There's no other power really standing in his way saying that he can't do it if he wants to. How much money did the Terminator have to make in order for him to decide to do Terminator Dark Fate, a sequel at least? He's shown before that he has made movies simply because he wanted to. And I've brought up these points before, so forgive me sometime if I sound a little bit uh, bothered by saying it again, because these are uh, yeah, these are just my opinions. They're not facts, but these are just my opinions. But I believe these opinions are actually based on sound reasoning, and they're based on things that other people can also see. So, and I'm kind of like shocked at like why don't you also see this? But so Terminator didn't have to make. I mean, Terminator, what was it, Salvation or whatever, the last one they made before Dark Fate. That one, I don't even know if that one made his money back, and they probably did, but it didn't do great. It wasn't like the movie that was highly praised or whatever. But Cameron made another one anyway. you know, and not only that, but when it comes to Avatar, like the only way Avatar and Alita were connected was that the technology from one movie was benefiting the next movie, and so on. So, and another thing is he decided to do Avatar while he was working on Alita, of course, but he decided to do Avatar. It didn't have anything to do with money, according to him. I'm just going to say, according to the things that he has said, and the extras from the Alita Blu-rays, and the interviews that he did, he hadn't said anything about money. He mentioned technology and how the technology from Alita would benefit Avatar, and the technology from Avatar would benefit Alita. And then he also says that in other situations, Landau has repeated these things, and so has Rosa Salazar, that if Alita is successful, we'll get a sequel. He didn't say if Terminator was successful or if Avatar was successful, we would get a sequel. You get what I'm saying? So just going off of what he said and what Landau said, and not based on our own ideas of what needs to happen for a sequel, all that really needs to happen is that Alita needs to make, or Alita needs to be successful. And we are not really the ones who even get to determine what successful is, because we are not Cameron. We're not Landau. We don't know what they think. We don't know what their bar was for success for Alita. But I imagine it was simply not to lose money. And they didn't lose money. And they're actually going to make money off this movie. They can make how much in Blu-ray sales or home video sales? They can make about maybe 40 to 50 million. I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't say that's too much. Who knows what might happen down the line? Okay, because that's where Elite Army has an opportunity to make a difference. And I'm just going to put this out there. If you don't feel like, if you feel like this is it, just give up, then, just let everybody else. I don't, I'm trying to say, I'm going to be delicate about this. you know, I want to be delicate about this. That attitude, that whole, let's just give up, pack it in, it's over. That's not Elite Army's attitude. That's, you can be an Alita fan and say, okay, I get this is it. This is all we're going to get. Alita's a cult classic. Let's just give up and move on. Just that's fine, but don't actually try to present yourself as hashtag Alita Army and say, oh, it's over. It's a wrap. Give it up. That just don't do that. You know. So that kind of bothers me when I see that, because this is a movement. It's a campaign, and if we give up, then there is no Alita Army. Flat out, plain and simple. If we ever what do you call it? If we ever hang it up and just say, we're done, Alita's never going to get a sequel, then that's the end of the Alita Army. That's the end of it. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Um, I was slow making this video, and maybe another video actually, because I was trying to get the postcard that I was working on for Rosa done. I'm making my own. It's a custom thing. I'm doing a piece of art, and that's why I was kind of slow getting to some of this news and stuff like that. And I may be slow with some other updates in the future as well, because it's getting down to the crunch. I got to get this card done. So just be patient with me. You got Doc Ito. He's covering everything pretty good. So anyway, that's all I have to say. So thank you all for watching and listening.